Welcome back for another week of tips, tricks, strategy, and fun for the open one. We've got 21.2 announced, which is a benchmark. That means next week's gonna be new and probably special. 21.2 is 17.1, so we're going back a few years. Now, it's always nice to have a benchmark, something to compare yourself against, but it's also a good opportunity to reflect on kind of where you're at. Take a moment to think about the things that you value. Maybe you started in 2017 and this is one of the first workouts you ever did. In that case, you get to see the improvement between then and now because it's probably pretty awesome. Or maybe back in 2017 you were really competitive and you were really, really into it, and now, you value things a little bit differently and you use the fitness as a foundation to support the rest of your life. And so maybe your score or maybe your time, maybe you come in just a little bit slower than that year. And that's more a reflection of, the fact that you're not spending 2-3 hours getting after. I just got done with it. I actually don't know if my time was better or not, but I know that today's workout felt a lot better than it did back in 2017, and I'm already super stoked about that. Because that means just functionally and capacity-wise, I'm in a much better place than I was back then, and I felt great back then, so that's pretty awesome. Let's talk about how to get the most out of our body for this particular workout. We have 10 dumbbell snatches, 15 burpee box jump overs. 20 snatches, 15, 30, 15, 40, 15, and then 50 and 15. So with a workout set up like this, it's really, really, really easy to feel good here and go a little bit harder than you probably should. And you'll make it through about here, halfway through here maybe, and then you start to hit that wall. And these last couple of rounds end up taking up half of the workout time. So, if you pace it out really well and you know yourself in the beginning, then you'll do a lot better towards the end. But we're gonna start off setting ourselves up for success. If you happen to see this video now, this here is going to be a very carb dominant workout. Today, does that mean you eat a bunch of extra carbs? No, it just means you probably, hopefully, weren't going into ketosis today. But you should be well fed today if you care about your score tomorrow. And it would be nice if you were elevated on the carbohydrate side, all right? What it does mean though is tomorrow morning and tomorrow at lunch, depending on when you do your workout, if you do your workout in the morning when you first wake up, if you wake up and you head to the gym and you're gonna hit this workout, have a bagel, have a banana, have some carbs, something quick, have a couple pieces of bread and jelly. Something quick before the workout that's going to sit good in your stomach and is a pure carb. That would be fantastic. The idea there is that you're putting the carbohydrate into your body, getting it into your bloodstream before you need it. So when you get into the warm-up, you get the blood flowing, it's there. And then when you get into the work and your body's pulling from the muscle, it already has the insulin moving, and it can extract from the blood, it can extract from the muscle, it can pull from anywhere and everywhere possible to get it in there. And if it doesn't need it all, which it likely won't because the workout's only 20 minutes long, if it doesn't need it all, then you've already started the process. So when you're done your workout, you don't have to go eat. You've already started the recovery process, and if you choose to have a protein shake or bar or something like that afterwards, you can, but you don't have to because you've already replenished a lot of that carbohydrate that was abused during this workout. So, in the morning, you're hitting the sugars right before the workout. If you're going in the afternoon, make sure you've got a good lunch. Good solid lunch, balanced, mixed, and then before you hit the workout, ideally a couple hours before, you've got another meal of some kind. And then right before the workout, hit your sugars. Again. All right, same as the morning crew, you're hitting something really sugary. Something that will also sit really well and get in there quick. And you can do that within 15 minutes of the workout. You can do it right before the workout starts. You can do it 30 minutes away from the workout, but you want it within that window, right? That's ideal. Now, they changed the standard, but you should not. What they changed, you do not have to exchange the dumbbell you do not have to bring it down and exchange it below the head anymore. You can exchange it up here. But listen, we've spent years doing it one way. Don't all of a sudden change your strategy because you think it might be better. We just don't have to care about it. So, whereas before we were like, oh, make sure it doesn't go here. Now you can think about other things. Don't worry about it, but do what feels natural to you now. So if you've been practicing and that feels natural, stick with it. That's going to be your best movement pattern. 3, the hinge. We really need to hinge at the hip, not the lower back. And that means we're gonna bend the knee just a little bit. If you wanna come out the other end of this feeling good, you're gonna do this almost like a sumo deadlift. You can go a little bit less wide if you want, but almost like a sumo deadlift. Press the hip back and hinge the knee. That way, as you come down, you can squeeze that glute and drive the dumbbell up. You can also use that hinge to kind of kettlebell swing it. But again, don't make this change unless it's something that you've been practicing and a movement pattern that you use regularly. But just so I can demonstrate it, you've got a couple of ways, right? Let's say you bring this dumbbell down, or let's say you bring this dumbbell down and you bring it straight down, tap both heads, and then go straight back up. What happens there is you use a lot of delt. And we have the burpee and the snatch. And if you have the delt for the burpees and the delt for the snatches, this is gonna start to go on you. And you'll notice that your burpees slow way down. So, hinge back, rotate, push it through just a little bit, and use that swing. Just like this. Just push it back toward your heel, tap, and bring it up. Tap, and bring it up. Use that little bit of swing in there, all right? It takes kind of an extra millisecond, but the dumbbell floats without having to drive through the delts. So, hinge really well with nice wide feet, and just push that dumbbell back ever so slightly with your palm facing the rear, all right? And you'll be able to get a better swing out of that. Use that hinge to your advantage. Now, pace. Super important. There are 75 burpees in this workout, on top of all of the snatches. These two movements do compete with one another, like we were just talking about with that delt, all right? So you really gotta watch out for that. And then the box jump is mostly just jacking your heart rate up along with that burpee and forcing you to use the legs. And it makes the burpee really easy to count. So when you start, you're gonna hit your snatches, pace these. Don't let your heart rate get out of control. Hit the deck, get up, take a step, jump. Hit the deck, get up, take a step, jump. This is not where you will win the workout, but this is where you can lose it. Because if you let your heart rate get too high too early, what's gonna happen is you're gonna end up breaking this set up way too much, and these 2 sets of burpees will take forever. The lactic acid buildup will just be too much. So really, pace this out so that it's nice and consistent through the 30 and then into the 40. It is likely that most people are going to need, you'll do the 10, 15, 20, 15, break this up into 15 and 15 or 20 and 10 purposefully so you get a few breaths and you can let your heart rate come down, and then get through this nice and paced. Hit this. It's all about where you're at in that moment and how you are going to attack the 50. So you may need to break this up into 25 and 15. You might need to break this up into, do a 20 and then a 10 and a 10 or something like that, so that you get to breathe twice during that particular work. And then when you get to the 50, same thing. Now to get through, if you're moving through this with a good deal of capacity, you don't want to break this into more than 2 sets, all right? If you're looking to have that wonderful score, 2 sets, 2 sets. But if you're not looking to be competitive worldwide and you're just looking to get the best out of your body, you're going to start breaking here. And then if you break here, this is probably going to be 2 sets, and then you'll likely be able to do this in 2 sets. The key will be picking the right pace for your burpee box jump overs so that you hit the burpee, get up, step up, jump, go over, get down, step up, jump. That is super important that you do those at the right pace, because they will set you up for success getting through the snatches. All right? There's no single component here that wins the workout for you. The real winning strategy is finding that pace that you can ride without going over the end of the cliff for the final rounds when the reps are really, really, really high. I cannot stress that enough. If you think you have 2 attempts in you, I would suggest taking it easy all the way through the 40, seeing what you have left, and then doing it here. Because most of the workout's right here. This is most of the workout. All of this is just getting there. That's it. So you feel good here, don't push it. Hold back. Pretend somebody is riding you, they're on your back and they're pulling on the reins and saying, no, heel, don't go. And you just want to go. You ready to go, ready to race. Don't do it. It's a trap. So take your time, pace it out, be purposeful. And if you get here and you still feel really good, give it hell, man, give it hell. Otherwise, have fun, lots of high fives, cheer people on. Go for it, right? Have fun on 21.2. I hope you guys do fantastic and have a ton of fun. Good luck, kick some butt. I'll see you next week.